Hey guys, it's K Journey, and I am back today with the second part of the short story outline that we started last week. So last week, what we did is we went through and we took two short story prompts from Quill and Steel. The first was "A forest of blood red trees whisper secrets to those who enter for a price." And the second was "A desert where sand is made of crushed bones and hides the ruins of an ancient city that breathes." I love these two ideas. I will link Quill and Steel below. I will also link below the video where we brainstormed. Um, but last week we came up with a whole bunch of ideas and lots of different things. And so what it ended up boiling down to was a main character carrying a body across the desert to find answers about something from a living city with blood red trees that whisper answers. And I think what I had set on was that they were whisperers from the dead, like you could hear from the dead if you were going to talk to the trees. Anyway, I have 4 different colored note cards. I have 2 of each color. And what I was thinking was we would start kind of figuring out what our scenes are. So this is for a short story. It's not for a big, long novel. If it was for a novel, this would be a lot bigger stack. So I'm thinking blue is going to be our opening scene. And I'm doing 2 of them so that we have 2 options in case I decide that I have a different idea that works better. So, scene. Okay, and then our green is our rising tension. Now, these don't necessarily have to be scenes, or separate scenes, but I think that it would be better to kind of have a segue and then jump in, whatever. We'll get there when we get there. Okay, so this is rising tension. Okay, and then we've got our climax. And our ending. So what I was trying to say, as I distract myself with writing again, is that each of these needs to be an element of the story, but not necessarily a separate scene. Normally, if I were writing a novel, these would be separate scenes and they would be cut up with different things in between from different characters. And like there would be an opening scene for one set of characters and then some rising tension for those characters, and then an opening scene, and then, things. But we're doing short story, so we're just keeping it very, very simple. So I had this idea. It's been a week for me since I filmed that video. I had planned on filming this right after that one, and then life happened, and we are where we are. So for my first round of opening scene, I had this idea. Come here. Or not. Thank you. I'm going to move that out of the way. So I had an idea of, so in last week's video, I talked about a guy dragging a body across the sand, which I like, but I'm thinking it's going to be a woman dragging a dead family member. Not to get like too dark right immediately into the beginning of the story. Of the video, actually. So what I was thinking about this off camera. I was thinking about how a short story needs to have an immediate emotional impact. And for me, being who I am, I know I can write this with much more emotion than I could write a dead guy dragging, or a guy dragging his dead buddy across the field. Like, as much as I probably could do that, this would be easier for me because of my position in life, who I am, where I'm from, and the life that I've had. So I think that's going to be my first idea for an opening scene. And then rising tension. This is where I'm torn. So rising tension is where we need to establish why she's dragging the body. and it's payment to hear from trees. So this is the price. She's dragging the body because that's the price that she needs to pay. The body is to hear what the trees have to say. And I think that I'm going to have the trees whisper messages from the dead. So I think that I kind of came up with this idea. I'm not sure if I came up with it on camera or like right afterwards talking to some of my mastermind group. I'm not sure. But I really, really like this idea of like this trees whispering these messages from the dead, and the way the tension that that would build with this woman who's dragging a dead family member. Is she trying to talk to this family member? Is she trying to talk to, you know, a family member that's not this person, but they're paying the price for this person? Like maybe they're dragging their dead brother and they want to talk to their dead father, or they're dragging their dead mother and they want to talk to their dead mother. Maybe they're dragging their dead sister and they want to talk to their dead dad. Like there's a whole lot of different things that this could do, that are all separately heart-wrenching in a way. Okay, so, and then I think, and we're going to refine this a little bit more as we go, but I kind of wanted to lay out a basic outline. That's why there's two of these, so that I can kind of get into more detail if I need more space. Okay, so then the climax would be getting to the city. The city. And talking to the trees. And then I haven't decided on what the end is going to be yet. I just kind of want to build some of this. So, yeah, here's kind of what I'm thinking. We're going to go with the green. We're gonna go with green. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so I'm thinking that the reason for the dead body is actually to feed creatures that live under the sand. So like there would be in this opening scene, she would, where's another pen? Okay, she would, no, whatever. She would cross to bone sand from like, she would be crossing the barrier from regular sand to bone sand. And that's when these creatures or monsters would start taking chunks out of the body. So we're opening with this kind of this horror moment of like deep pain of like these pieces of this person that I love are being ripped off of this body, and there's nothing that she can do to stop it. She just has to keep going as fast as she can to hope that there's enough of this body to get to where she's going. She also has to have this moment of, do I keep going or do I turn back? I don't want this body of this person that I love to be desecrated. Excuse me. I am sick. To be desecrated like this. So it's definitely going to start with this high tension moment. So certainty, fear, and then resolve. And she continues forward. And then, okay, so I still have yet to figure out why why she would want to hear from the trees. So maybe something happened that she needs an answer about, like maybe maybe she needs money, or maybe she needs hope, or maybe she needs justice. Ooh, I like that. Okay. So if she needs justice, then she's asking the body, or asking the spirit of the body she's carrying. My handwriting gets worse and worse the more I think. The body she's dragging, really. Who assaulted someone? Like maybe the body was a witness and that's why they're killed. So of a witness. I like that. I like that a lot. Like maybe let's say her kid was hurt and is in a coma. No, that's too far. It's too emotional for what I want to do. We'll see what happens with that. Okay, so the climax would be getting to the city and talking to the trees. Perhaps by the time she gets to the city, body is gone, or mostly gone. To the things that are eating it along the way. So she's scared. She doesn't have payment. Now, this is something that I've already thought about that I really, really liked. I like the idea that trees will answer her anyway. Because the price was the journey to get there. So, and they're going to answer her questions. So her questions. And now at the end, I know the ending, unfortunately. At the end, the trees tell her she needs to go before the city wakes up. But she, to her horror, has no way distract creatures in sand. So she's she's going to get hurt on the way home. Or risk waking up the city. Now this opens it up to like a really cool idea where what if she did just stay? What if she stayed and she woke up the city? What is the city? So that would probably be where I would leave this because it's a short story. If I were writing a novel, I would definitely be wildly exploring the city. I would be developing the monsters really well. I would be, developing her home life beforehand, things like that. But because this is a short story and it's very condensed, I just want to capture these moments. And this is the part of short stories that's a real struggle for me because I'm already in my head coming up with ideas for the city. I'm coming up with her home life. I'm coming up with her family. I'm, excuse me, I'm creating these monsters in my head. I'm creating this lore about, where she heard this legend. I've got like all of these different separate elements that could create this big story out of this, and I need to figure out how to condense it. So that's going to be my challenge. Um, so yeah, I think that's the end of today's video. Frankly, it's short and sweet. I already kind of know what I was going to do. The next time I do this, I will be brainstorming and then figuring out the story a little bit closer together so that I can figure out the story on camera rather than kind of already figure it out off camera. So what I'm thinking that I'm going to do with all of this information is I'm going to actually try to write this short story, and if I succeed, you'll know because it will be one of the freebies in the membership that I create when I decide to create a membership. Not a membership, well, I am planning on doing a membership, but I'm also planning on doing a oh my gosh, a mailing list. Good Lord. So my brain is just dead. It's been a long week and I am very sick. The last two videos that I've filmed, I've been very sick. I'm still sick. Um, so I'm very tired. Anyway, I'm going to stop complaining. So I'm going to go write this short story and see how it turns out. And if I really like it, then that's where this will be. So if you're interested in it, and you're coming across this video months later, I will add a link. And if you're coming across it now in the beginning, just go ahead and give me a follow and a subscribe, and I will let you know when this is going to be available for reading. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will be back in a few days.